I'm delighted today to present to you a sustainable agriculture project focusing on real-time monitoring and control of the greenhouse using long-range wide area network technology, the Internet of Things. Then also we have the cloud computing and also the solar energy incorporated. We can potentially harness the renewable energy to the maximum to solve our daily demands. But the baseline remains on how efficiently we use this energy to meet the Sustainable Development Goal 7, that is clean, reliable, efficient energy for all. So that's why I call myself the Greenhawks solution. I bring to you an energy efficient, first, renewable energy incorporated, and also monitoring and control incorporated, 3 in 1. Oh, wow, didn't know how to do this before. But the challenge is that in Kenya, most greenhouses don't have the real-time monitoring and control systems. And also, a lot of water is wasted in irrigation. And also not forgetting that a lot of energy is wasted on electronic appliances running throughout without being controlled. And the most big problem is that most greenhouses in Kenya have not adopted the solar energy systems. So that's why on the right we have lighting throughout the greenhouse without being controlled. So it creates conducive conditions for the crop growth. So they may need much light for leafy vegetables and stuff to be advantageous. Of course, with different crops, it will be some sort of different story. We have also in the central part of it, we have the tanks for storing water. So in this, the pumps pumping water to these tanks might be running throughout it might flood the greenhouse. So also to create a conducive environment for the crop growth. Then on this side, we have the greenhouse that has no technology inside to monitor in real time the crops that is being grown here. So I'm going back again. Sorry. Why do we need real-time monitoring and control? Why do we need real-time monitoring and control of the greenhouse? First of all, I did a visit to the university farm where they have 5 conventional greenhouses. Of course, they're small scale. But I realized that they have a very great problem. The first problem was they use manual operations in the sense that the operator goes into the greenhouse, dips the fingers into the soil to just check the amount of moisture in the soil. That is erroneous. The second part of it is that someone checking on the temperatures in the greenhouse has to go physically into the greenhouse, and depending on the comfort and the mood, so they'll say, okay, today it's very hot. Let me open the side nets and the door so that some good circulation can take place. And you know very well that in the greenhouse we have high temperatures and low temperatures at different times of the day. So that's why we need real-time monitoring of the greenhouse to just conserve water through monitoring the soil moisture in the soil. So through my research and statistics that I did with these real greenhouses in the school, I found out that my system conserves water by 25 to 30%. Again, the system was able to conserve, to do cost saving on energy by 25 to 30%. And a combination of cost saving on water and a cost saving on energy is proportional. So it will automatically do cost saving on cost of production, right? By 25 to 30%. So on the right side, you can see that is the operator. He's just doing some checkup of moisture in the soil using fingers. And this is the type of crops that was grown at that time when I visited the farm. They had tomatoes. And the center here, I have my good dashboard. This is real-time data that I collected from the greenhouse. So I deployed my prototype, just see how it works. That's why I came up with this map. Again, I was talking about the sustainability and flexibility. Here, I was faced with a challenge. When I was doing some deployment of this device in the greenhouses, I was approached by potential farmers who are not doing farming in the greenhouse. So the first farmer was a coffee farmer. So he just wanted, like, I'm doing this large-scale irrigation in my farm, and I need to know at what time I should be applying chemicals, at what time I'm supposed to do some plucking and stuff. So will you please monitor the ambient temperature, humidity, and my soil temperature and soil moisture to just give some prediction on what should I do next. So I customized the model and set it up in a coffee plantation. So this is an open field. Another farmer said that in my chicken coop, I need to monitor and control the amount of lighting inside a chicken, the aeration and stuff. So this farmer also posed a challenge to me. So they were all interested, even like the livestock pens. So they were all interested. So my system found it viable that it can solve these problems that the farmers are facing. In the first place, this is reliable in that it uses solar, as you can see it. And also, this project will work with the existing system. You don't need to just exterminate the system that you have in place and to incorporate a new system. So my system can just fit into the system that already exists. And also, as I say, I can customize this to meet the demands for the greenhouse farmer, the demands for an open field farmer, the demands for the chicken coop and livestock pen and stuff. And also this system found it great that it was sending live real-time alerts on email. It was tweeting me, right? It was tweeting me. Like, I also found some SMS alerts on my phone, like, hey, the humidity is like 25%, right? See, all that. And now, looking at my system, I'm monitoring temperature, humidity, soil moisture, soil temperature, and also the air quality in the greenhouse. So I'm concerned with the health of the worker inside the greenhouse. Sometimes they use chemicals, right? So the air quality sensor I've incorporated is to just check the amount of dust concentration in the air, and also it can alert the person who is going into the greenhouse, like the greenhouse is not conducive today to work. Just maybe do some ventilation so that you can go and work inside. So the operation of the system is basically simple. The sensors that have been connected to a microcontroller in the greenhouse, they collect data from the greenhouse. That is temperature parameter, humidity. We have soil temperature, soil moisture, the air quality, and even the light intensity in the greenhouse. Then sends the data to a cloud server on through a gateway. You can see the gateway right here. It looks like a sort of a router, right? So it sends the data to the server via conduit, a gateway. This gateway does some what we call the edge analytics. Like, it just sends the most consistent data to the cloud. Not even like when the system has some malfunction, like the temperature is 25 room temperature and shoots to 30, and then again 26, 25, 26. it doesn't send a 30. That's what edge analytics basically is. Yeah, most consistent data. Then from there, from the cloud, we have the data is channeled through a data pipeline. In this case, I'm using the IBM Bluemix, the Node-RED. Then the data is channeled to a database. In this case, I'm using an NoSQL time series database. And then from there, the data is stored and visualized at the same time. When it is being stored, it is visualized at the same time. So in this data pipeline and infrastructure, there is some analytics that is done in real time, and also the predictions are done depending on the alerts that you have sent. Then the alerts are sent back to the device through a downlink to control the peripherals, and also the same predictions and alerts are sent to your mobile phone, your email, and a tweet. Basically, that's what it does. Then now, the fans, the lights, the boilers, the valves are controlled using the predictions and the set standards that you have put in the greenhouse depending on the crop. For instance, you have got the tomatoes, they have different conditions. The onions, they have different conditions. So you have set depending on what you... So you can see, this is the rugged device. I've nicely covered it inside here. So maybe I just check out this. You can see it here. So this is a light sensor. Sense the amount of lux in the greenhouse. So there are some crops which doesn't need much light. Then we have air quality, like dust concentration is being measured here. At the back here, I have a DTH that is measuring the temperature and ambient humidity in the greenhouse. And then here I have some temperature sensor, soil temperature sensor, and soil moisture sensor. So there are like 6 parameters I'm taking here in. Then sent to the cloud through the conduit. Then again we have the APIs here, the data pipeline, the database, and real-time visualization. So my technology has been applied. The one that I'm presenting to you has been applied in Kigali for a smart city, has been applied in Cape Town, the long-range wide area network, because it uses some free radio frequencies that is from 860 megahertz to 920 to transmit data, but using low power over a very wide circumference, compared to the LTE, the Wi-Fi, the Zigbee, and others. So you can see that we have the range that is being covered by long-range wide area network, and also we can see the power consumption compared to other means of data. I'm so sad to see that Miss Rowling is not here. She deals with some GPRS. Maybe she could have considered using the long-range wide area network to, I don't know, I was just thinking. So this is a flow chart. This is a flow chart. Basically, it's like a repetition of what I explained earlier on. But you can see that this is the microcontroller and sensors connected. They collect data, they send to the cloud via a gateway conduit. Then the right here, the aspect of security is very important for our data. There are some encryptions, application keys, network SSH keys, all that. You cannot crack that. The same is applied to the APIs, to the database, right to the analysis, down to visualization. That's why you do querying and all that. Then the feedback to the mobile phone, and again to the microcontroller back in the greenhouse. Then the microcontroller controls the greenhouse peripheral devices. Like in this case, I've got the fan, the motor, and stuff. This is my budget for this prototype. It amounted to 82,300. But if you want to scale up, the cost will go down. Do you know why? The gateway is a multi-channel gateway, and it is the most expensive parameter here. So it is shared, it's multi-channel. So I can handle like 100 devices like this, of which can cost less than 10,000 now. If you have a gateway, it can be shared. The most important part here is now about money. The cost, saving, and payback period. If you invest in this project, when are you going to realize your money back? No, that's important. We're dealing with cost saving, the money invested, and all that. So if you invest on 2 medium greenhouses, 18 by 36 meters, you invest 200,000. That's as by my calculations using these devices. You invest 200,000. Then, and looking at my earlier statistics that my device saves around 25 to 30% of water and energy, I get that cost of energy in these 2 medium greenhouses is 17,000 per month without my device. But if you incorporate my device, saving 25 to 30%, this translates to around 57,000 annually. Then the cost of water also depends on if you are buying or if you are pumping from the river. So if you are buying and also pumping, there's some energy aspects and cost also involved. So medium greenhouses spend almost like 40,000 per month. If the system is incorporated and reducing the cost of water by 25 to 30%, you get 132,000 annually. So this all sum amounts to approximately 350, according to my research and statistics. Now, the payback period is what you invested, you divide by what you have saved annually. And you realize that within a year, that is 8 months, you realize your money back. To conclude, this project saves on energy. That is turning on and off the peripherals precisely, right? So, and also my device has got this smart mechanism whereby I have got this standby time that allows for if it is being irrigated, it just sends slow by slow. I mean, like it irrigates slowly using drip irrigation, just sends up small amounts of water to the soil to allow for filtration, then before taking the next measurement. So through that, we can realize 25 to 30% energy and water conservation. Also, the cost of production is proportionally reduced by 25 to 30%. So also, there is adoption of solar aspect. So this one is powered by solar. It's powered by solar. And also, if you wish that there are some heavy implements in your greenhouse on your farm, you can connect this device, because it has got some triggers, logic high and low, to some relay to control those peripherals. And then also, this project comes up with some real-time monitoring and control, and also data storage. If you walk into one of the farmers and ask them like, how much did you harvest 3 years back? I mean, what is your history? They don't have. They also don't have the record of the climatic change. You know, the conditions, they don't have. So this one will also incorporate that into the system. And also, with the time, if I collect enough data, maybe over 2 years, over 3 years with this model, I can be able to use these 6 parameters together with the farm produce that the farmer keys in to do some little machine learning on the same, to train some model to predict, like, maybe when are you going to apply chemicals, or when are you expecting temperature to rise, or which kind of produce you're expecting in maybe the next harvest, that's to say.